Hey people, it's Nias talking. Now I want to do a new story that you may have heard of this by now. It's about the Madden Massacre in Florida, which is a gaming competition. So here's the article from BBC News. Florida shooting. Video gamers killed by a rival at tournament. 2 professional video gamers have been named by US media as the victims of a rival player in a shooting at an esports tournament in Florida. Eli Clayton, 21, and Taylor Robertson, 27, were both well-known players of the Madden NFL American football game. Police say David Katz, 24, from Baltimore, carried out the attack at the Jacksonville Landing shopping and entertainment complex on Sunday. Unconfirmed reports say Katz had become angry after losing a match. Florida has seen several mass shootings in recent years, including at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando in 2016, when 49 people died, and the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School in Parkland in February this year, where 17 people were killed. Who are the victims? Although the two gamers have not been officially named, tributes have been paid to them on social media. I don't know, read that. You can read the article. Both have been competing at the Madden NFL 19 event at the GLHF Game Bar, attached to the Chicago Pizza in Jacksonville Landing, where the shooting erupted on Sunday afternoon. And I want to just make a point. In this article, they've put in links between the 2 paragraphs. Do video games make people violent? Trump holds meeting of violent games. Video games or mental health. Now, they haven't talked about guns or the fact that they're so easily available or that people can just walk around. I mean, I want people to remember, Florida is an open carry state and is a stand your ground state. People can openly carry their weapons and that they can shoot people. If, like that guy was Marquise McLaughlin, they can instigate an incident, shoot somebody and get away with it. So Florida is having a lot of blowback because of its policies of just letting people have weapons and do whatever they want with them. I mean, people may say it's not the time to talk about it, but whatever. I think that this is the time because we're seeing the results of all these lax gun policies. And they're trying to excuse the murderer by talking about video games, making them violent, trying to change the narrative. No. This guy was psychotic. And he just could not handle, and I don't mean psychotic in that he should be held responsible. He is just crazy. He just thought that, hey, I lost the game, I'm going to flip my lid and I'm going to kill someone to make them pay for this. And if it comes down to it, I mean, I know he's dead, but no insanity plea for any of these guys. None. They should be going to jail for decades for this. Okay. Sorry, but let's go back. Elijah Clayton was known by the handle True Boy. He had played football at 2 of his high schools and was seen as a rising star in the increasingly lucrative esports field. Taylor Robertson, who took the handle Spot Me Please, was also a successful esports player, having won the Madden 17 Classic. His Twitter feed lists him as a father, husband, and pro Madden player for .city Gaming. So this scumbag took a man away from his children and his wife because he lost a game. And the prize wasn't even that big. It was $25,000. I mean, okay, that's money, but it's not life-changing money. I mean, that's what? A year's worth of wages on a decent job? Maybe? It's not even like, maybe I could understand if you lost $1 million. I could sort of get it. I wouldn't justify it, but I could understand it. But 25 grand? You lost your life. A man lost his life for that? Just insanity. Oh. We are shocked and deeply saddened by the senseless violence in Jacksonville and the tragic deaths of .city Gaming team member Taylor Spot Me Please Robertson and Eli Trueboy Clayton, the company posted. They were great competitors and well-loved members of the Madden community. Our thoughts and deepest sympathies go out to their families, loved ones, and all of these affected by the tragedy. Again, another tweet. You can look at that in the article. EA Sports, the company that owns Madden and approved the competition, told the BBC it was devastated by this horrific event, a senseless act of violence that we strongly condemn. It sent its heartfelt sympathies to families of the victims. How did the shooting happen? A video stream of the event being aired on the Twitch platform appears to show Eli Clayton, another competitor, playing a game when a red laser dot flashes on Mr. Clayton's sweatshirt. Red laser. So that guy, this wasn't just maybe a handgun that he carries with him. It shows that he had some kind of telescopic sight on it. This guy may even have premeditated this. I mean, when you really have to think about this, maybe he was always planning to do this. Whether, if he was thinking he's going to lose, he's going to kill someone. Or maybe he was just going to do it no matter what. I mean, has anybody ever asked that question? I mean, when you talk about a red laser dot, that is a telescopic sight. That shows a serious level of preparation. Anyway, people fled for shelter and SWAT teams checked the area. The body of Katz was then found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police said they believed there were no accomplices. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said there were 11 more people had been wounded in the attack, with another 2 suffering injuries as they fled. Alright, who is the gunman? David Katz, a well-known gamer, lived in Baltimore and had traveled to take part in the event. He was the winner of at least one Madden championship in 2017. And, okay, I'm not going to post this guy's face. This scumbag doesn't deserve it. But I notice how people don't make the links because this guy is white, that he live in Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore is from what I've heard, a very high crime area with a lot of murders. But they don't make that as they start talking this. They don't turn this into a debate about Baltimore and say, well, how are we going to deal with the crime in Baltimore? Or, it is completely irrelevant. But let's say if this was a murder that involved a black guy, I'm sure they would link his random crime into Baltimore. Let's just be real about that. There would no way that he could come from Baltimore and they wouldn't talk about it. And I want to mention something else. I'm looking at this guy's face, and if you look at Dylan Roof and that guy who committed that murder in, I think it was Parkland, Florida, or Adam Lanza, I mean, to me, they all have some similarities. They all have the same facial structure, and they all have that same dead look in their eyes, kind of glazed look. I mean, I don't understand, why do they all look the same? Oh, well, whatever. I suppose there may be some kind of reason, some profiler who might be able to answer these questions that I just don't understand. Okay, let's keep going. An announcer at a previous competition said of Katz, he was not here to make friends, he's all business, he's focused, and not getting him to talk about anything was like pulling teeth. So he was a loner, he didn't like talking to people, he was antisocial. This sounds like the profile of a serial killer. The FBI confirmed his agents had searched his family home in the Inner Harbor area of Baltimore on Sunday evening and spoke with relatives. And notice how they don't profile the relatives like this guy committed a murder. I want to know, is there a family history of violence? Have any of his family got histories of drugs, mental illness? I want to know. Because they don't talk about any other crime of any other ethnicity happening in the vacuum, and I want to know his family's history as well. Anyway, but we're not going to get it, or if they do, they'll probably just hide it. Drini Godchka, a 19-year-old player taking part, described the shooting in a series of posts on Twitter, calling it the worst day of his life. He tweeted that a bullet had hit his thumb. I'm literally so lucky the bullet hit my thumb. Another competitor, Chris W. McFarland, said the bullet had grazed his head. They took me to the hospital. Bullet grazed my head. I feel fine, just a scratch on my head, traumatized and devastated. Taylor Poindexter from Chicago said she saw the gunman taking aim at people in the room. We did see him, 2 hands on the gun, walking back, just popping around. She said, I was scared for my life and my boyfriend's. Madden competitor Derek Jones was told Associated Press News Agency, I'm glad I lost today. Because if I'd won, I would have been in that game bar right. Then playing a game and not paying attention, and he would have come and I'd probably be dead right now. The event was a Madden NFL 19 qualifier with a $5,000. So it wasn't even $25,000. It was $5,000. These people lost their lives for $5,000. Oh my God. And for those of my viewers in the UK, that's $3,900. That's just such a waste. Like, this is just the pointlessness of it. The leading player will progress to a Madden Classic round of 16 in Las Vegas in October. Those who make it to the overall finals will play for a share of a $165,000 pool. Successful esports players can win lucrative endorsements, earn money from video streaming, and play for thousands of dollars in prizes. The player shooting has already sparked calls for greater security in esports. Okay, well, this is just another day in America. I mean, another day, another tragedy, just another heartbroken family. And notice that they're not talking about, again, his family, his background, or if they are going to talk about him, they're going to talk about mental illness, trying to get him off the hook. And we haven't heard from Donald Trump saying that there needs to be more security laws or anything like that. I'll say it. I was having this conversation yesterday. We love people, we fear death. Guys like this, they love death and they fear people. Anyway, my thoughts and prayers are with the families of the victims. Anyway, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. And I understand it's gonna be very depressing and upsetting, so I'm gonna leave Bob Marley's No Woman, No Cry. Hopefully, you can listen and cheer yourself up. This is a very depressing piece of news. Anyway, peace, family.